Okay, so let's start. So this is the platform that you can see. This is just one of the many courses. In this particular course is 211. Sorry, here 211 2098. But probably you are from all different courses, so no problem. So for today we have the online session for learning activity number 4 is online session wrap 4. The objectives for today are to analyze the learning material for learning activity number 4, answer any possible questions that you probably have about the Territorium platform, and to share some links or websites for you to do exercises. Remember that the objective for this learning activity is here. Narrar experiencias en presente perfecto haciendo uso de la estructura gramatical, vocabulario y contexto requerido. So for that reason, we need to work on the present perfect tense, mostly. Present perfect tense. Um, Remember that if you want to access the material, you have to go to contenido del curso. Here on the left, you find a different menu. This is the menu for the teachers. It's a little different from the menu for students. Teachers have anuncios, participantes, información, contenido del curso, and edición de contenidos. You guys only have contenido del curso. So you click on contenido del curso, then you click on proyecto, and you click on activity 4. You find the material and the activities. The material is learning guide, material what I have done in life, and support materials. Then you have 5 evidences: be your own hero, interactive activity on holiday, my view on Colombia, personal success, consolidation activity, and there is a evaluation survey. When you click on these particular links or buttons, you're going to find the instruction. This is the learning guide number 4. You click here, download the document. Sorry. Click here, and you're going to find the learning guide for learning activity number 4. So you click, and you're going to have another document. This is a PDF file. Oh, sorry, there was a little problem here. There you go. So you click there and you find this document. Guía de aprendizaje número 4. Bienvenido a la guía de aprendizaje número 4, relatar experiencias en presente perfecto a través del uso de la gramática, el vocabulario y el contexto pertinente del programa de formación English.Words 3. Para continuar con el proceso de adquisición del idioma inglés, es necesario aprender a describir eventos, situaciones que iniciaron en el pasado y que aún no han finalizado, y al mismo tiempo compararlas y distinguirlas de aquellas que sí han culminado. So basically, this is the present perfect. In English and in Spanish, we have present, past, and future. And we have present perfect, past perfect, future perfect. Perfect is actions that initiated in the past and are not finished in the present. That is perfect. Eso hace referencia al presente perfecto. Acciones que iniciaron en el pasado y que aún no han finalizado. For example, the COVID-19 has started 2 months or 3 months ago in Colombia and is not finished yet. It started in the past and continues in the present. And sometimes the activities are finished. Se han culminado. So, for example, the COVID-19 has started in other countries and has finished in other countries now. So sometimes finished, sometimes not finished. All right? That is the present perfect. Resultado de aprendizaje. Here. Narrar experiencias en presente perfecto haciendo uso de la estructura gramatical, vocabulario y contexto requerido. So that is what we're going to do. These are the activities. Actividades de reflexión inicial. Consulte el botón Activity 4 en el menú del programa de la formación para study the introductory material, and the material is what I have done in life. Ok, y ese ya lo vamos a ver. And study the support material. So we have two materials. Number one, what I have done in life, and number two, support materials. It's necessary that you guys read this material carefully and in detail to do the activities. So it's basically like the most important information for this unit. Activity number one, be your own hero. For this activity, you have to do the following. Number one, imagine that you're listening to someone reading your own biography. What kind of things would you like to hear? Number two, look at the example and make your own ideal biography, like your ideal person, your ideal self, your superhero. You have to use the third person singular to talk about yourself and use the present perfect in all the sentences. We have one example here. Nicole has visited more than 35 countries now. She has learned to speak Portuguese, Spanish, French, and Mandarin. She has put together more than 5 companies. She has written 3 novels and plans to write 3 more. She has learned how to grow her own food. She has scuba dived in Koh Tao Island, Thailand. She has climbed the highest mountain in South America. She has biked the east coast of the United States with her husband. And she has hiked the John Muir Trail. She has successfully published 2 photography books. So you see that we have has and the past participle. 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 In this case, has or have is not tener in Spanish, but haber. So, she has learned to speak Portuguese. Ella ha aprendido a hablar portugués. She has put together more than 5 companies. Ella ha iniciado o armado más de 5 compañías. She has written 3 novels. Ella ha escrito. Es el verbo haber, no el verbo tener. Okay? So this is the example. And these are the instructions for the activity. For this activity, you have to do 2 files. Number one, an audio, you reading the text, and a text. So it's 2 activities. You make the text in a Word document, and then you read like como un audiolibro. Ustedes leen el texto que ustedes digitaron. That's it. And these are the particular specific instructions. That is activity number one. Activity number two is interactive activity on holiday. Well, this is interactive, is with the platform, so you will click and do the activities according to the computer. Activity number three is my view on Colombia. It says you make a composition describing the lifestyle of a Colombian in like a normal Colombian person. Customs, health, among others. Also, you will have to read and have in mind the use of the indefinite pronouns and quantifiers. What is the vocabulary that you have to use? Someone, everywhere, to, and much, and some others. So you have to use pronombres indefinidos y cuantificados. That's what you have to do. Okay. Then we have activity number 4 or number 5 is personal success. In this activity, you have to make a video. Okay, 1 second. Or an audio. It's not obligatory a video. You can make a video or an audio. And you have to answer these questions. What have you studied? What are you studying? What have been your main motivations to study? Do you plan to study something else? And what do you want to do professionally in the upcoming 3 years? And these are the particular instructions. Then we have consolidation activity. This consolidation activity is like to make everything put together. So the objective of this evidence is to verify the contents learned during this program. It's necessary that you make an audio, so grabe un audio, making a description of the different activities that you have done this year. Remember, you can describe real or not real events. So you can make it up, you can invent. It's not necessary to be the reality. Number 2, write 4 paragraphs describing what Scott Cooper has done in his life. For this, you need to watch the images that summarize the moments that are most important in his life. And these are the specific instructions. And then we have the online session. All right. Do you have any questions so far? You can use the chat to ask your questions. Okay, no questions. So we have the material. We go back here. Learning guide number 4. The next is material, what I have done in life. We have 2 versions, the multimedia version and the downloadable version. I always recommend the downloadable version. It's a PDF document, what I have done in life, lo que he hecho en mi vida. Vemos nuevamente el verbo have, que no es tener, sino haber, lo que he hecho en mi vida. And this is what we're going to study. The present perfect, yet, just, already, have you ever, I have never. We're going to talk about education, indefinite pronouns, quantifiers like enough, quite, many, too much, a little, etc. And the vocabulary about health and lifestyle. All right. Number 1 is the present perfect. So what is the present perfect? Remember, the present perfect is activities that initiated in the past and probably have not finished in the present, like the COVID-19, or sometimes the activities have finished. We have a conversation here between Richard and Joanna. And Richard asks a question. Have you ever been to Miami? The question have you ever is, ¿alguna vez has hecho tal cosa? ¿Alguna vez has? Have you ever? And she says, no, I haven't been to Malibu. Have you? Okay, so this conversation has a lot of examples to use the present perfect. A lot of examples. So what is the present perfect? We use the present perfect to talk about or ask about a general experience in the past. To make the present perfect, we use have or has and the past participle. Example, I have traveled to Cabo, or she has been to Miami. In these two specific examples, we don't know when the person went to Cabo or when she went to Miami. It's sometime in the past. Yo he ido al Cabo, yo he ido a Miami. But specifically, yesterday, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, is no specific. Note, in contrast, we use the simple past to talk about or ask about a specific moment in the past. So the past simple is specific. Like, I went to Miami last vacation. It is different when I say I have been to Miami. It's no specific. All right? And here you have some examples and the grammatical structure. Good. We have more examples here about questions and answers. Have you ever been to England? No, I have never been there. Or yes, I have been there. Have you ever tried spicy food? Or have you ever traveled to Australia? Good. We have some vocabulary like ever in interrogative to say if something has been done in your life in this moment. And we use the past participle. What is the past participle? Los pasados participios. The past participle is what in Spanish corresponds to las terminaciones ado, ido, so, tocho. For example, wait in the past waited, in the past participle waited. Esperado. Travel. Viajar, traveled. Viajó, traveled, viajado. But for irregular verbs, it's a little different. Catch, agarrar, coger. Caught, agarró, cogió. Agarrado, cogido. Begin, began, begun. Iniciado, tell, told, told. Narrado o dicho. Speak, spoke, spoken. Hablado. So we have the third column of the verb is necessary here. Sometimes we use yet. Yet is for questions and is what in Spanish we say aún. When I say in Spanish aún is that the action is not finished yet. All right. So we use it in questions and we use it in negatives. Very good. The vocabulary just, the vocabulary already, etcétera, etcétera, etcétera. Bueno, este es un documento súper largo, entonces no podemos mirarlo tan en detalle. Por eso toca ir así de rapidito. Good. Then we have the support materials. Support material is the vocabulary for this unit. So we have a lot of words, a lot of vocabulary here in English and Spanish. Este también es un documento muy extenso, así que no lo podemos mirar en detalle. Les recomiendo mucho estudiar esta partecita, los verbos irregulares en pasado simple y en pasado participio y su traducción en español. ¿Ok? Listo. And then we have the evidence, be your own hero. We click there and we find the specific instructions. Interactive activity, you click and you find the specific instructions. Interactive activity. My view on Colombia. These are the specific instructions and personal success and consolidation activity. List. Any questions so far? Any questions in this moment? No questions. Perfect. Now I'm going to share with you some websites for you to do some exercises. So you go to Google here and you say present perfect exercises. Lo que nos toca utilizar en esta unidad, pues entonces vamos a digitar presente perfecto y ejercicios. And we have here agenda web or agenda web, perfect English grammar, un montón de páginas. Yo siempre recomiendo revisar las primeras 5 o 10 páginas que son las más actualizadas. Porque pues, vamos a encontrar un montón. Aquí hay 328 millones de páginas, pero no las vamos a revisar todas. Entonces, con que revisemos las primeras 5 o 10 que son las más actualizadas, estaría muy bien. We click here in agenda web or agenda web and you find lots of exercises. Lo bonito de esta página es que ustedes encuentran un montón de ejercicios y encuentran además un video. Hoy vamos a ver el video. Lo encuentran aquí en la parte inferior izquierda.
The present perfect tense. I have eaten lunch. We use the present perfect tense to talk about something that has happened in the past. And what is at some point I have completed the act of eating lunch. Right now, I'm not hungry anymore. I have eaten lunch. It is not important when I ate lunch, but the fact that I'm not hungry is what I'm trying to imply. So I have eaten lunch. In the past, it happened, it is completed, and the experience remains. The structure for creating a present perfect sentence is subject plus have or has plus the third form or the past participle of the verb.
Al finalizar nos va a sugerir más páginas. Una que es bastante buena es la que encontramos aquí, Learn English 24/7. Bueno, estos son unos videos súper larguísimos, pero son muy buenos. Y encontramos una gran variedad de videos. Entonces, eso es lo bonito de esta página. Entonces, escogemos uno y lo vemos. Podemos ver, por ejemplo, este.
So,
Las
what do you
propagandas.
think of me? A common problem students have is understanding the present perfect simple and the past simple. Which one should we use? When should we use it? The good news is, although they can be confusing at first, they're actually quite simple once you understand their differences. Let's take a look at the present perfect simple first. The present perfect simple has three functions. We use it to talk about past events, recent past events, and unfinished states. The first function is talking about past events. To understand the past events function, let's use a timeline. So on the left, we have the past. In the middle, we have the present. And on the right, we have the future. The present perfect simple indicates that something happened in the past, but we don't know when it happened. We just know that it happened sometime in the past between the day that you were born until now. Let's use an example here using the sentence, I've been to Australia. This means that sometime in the past you went to Australia. Now, be careful of the difference between been and gone. Gone means that you went there, but you when you went. It could have been last year or 10 years ago. So when someone asks you, have you been to Australia? It means, have you been there any time from the day that you were born until now? We often use never to emphasize negatives and ever to emphasize our questions about past events. So for example, have you ever been to America? No, I've never been to America. The second function of the present perfect simple is talking about recent past events. We can also use just, already, and yet for emphasis. For example, Mum, have you finished cooking dinner yet? Yes, boys, I've just made your favorites. And finally, the third function of present perfect simple is talking about unfinished states. Just remember, we use for a period of time. For example, for an hour, for 2 days, for the last 10 years. And we use since for a starting point of time. For example, since last night, since 3 months ago, since the 1980s. Let's take a look at our timeline again so we can understand this better. On our timeline, we have the past, present, and future. The boy met the girl at a certain point in the past, and they still know each other in the present, which is during their date at the restaurant. But they have known each other for 2 weeks, which means they met 2 weeks ago. On the other hand, the past simple has only one function, that is, to talk about finished events where the time is known. In this scene, although the time is not mentioned, both the boy and his mother know the time of the date. The mother asked her son how his date was because she already knew that he was going on a date. Also, we can use just for emphasis that an event recently happened. So in this example, the boy could have said, "We just broke up." Now, let's take a look at the form for present perfect simple statements. So the form is subject plus have or has or their negative form plus never, just or already. These words are optional. Plus past participle plus whatever you want to write plus for, since, yet, or time words such as before, recently, and lately. Again, these are optional. Let's take a look at some examples. I've been to Australia. The subject is I plus have plus the past participle been plus to Australia. I've never been to America. Here we used never before the past participle. I haven't made dinner yet. Here we used yet at the end of the sentence. We've known each other for 2 weeks now. Here we used for 2 weeks now at the end of the sentence. Now let's have a look at the form for present perfect simple questions. For open questions, the form is WH or how question word plus have, has, or their negative form plus the subject plus past participle plus the. For yes/no questions, the form is have, has, negative form plus ever, which is optional, plus the past participle, plus whatever you want to say, plus yet, or a time word. Again, these are optional. Remember, WH and how question words and for are for open questions. Ever, yet, and time words are for yes/no questions. Let's have a look at some examples. Have you been to Australia? So we start the question with have plus the subject you plus ever plus the past participle been plus to Australia. Have you finished cooking dinner yet? Here we used yet. How long have we known each other for? Here we began the question with how long and ended it with for. So, to summarize, we use the present perfect simple for past events, recent past events, and unfinished states. And we use the past simple for finished events where the time is known. If you've enjoyed our video, please visit our website at
Okay, so that is one possibility for you to, hello? So that's one possibility for you to do some work. And here you have the exercises. You have exercises for the present perfect, simple, multiple choice, negative, have or has, etc., etc., etc. There are many possibilities for you. And indefinite pronouns. So we say quantifiers, exercises, and we have the same website, Agenda Web. Watch the video.
Quantifiers. Quantifiers are words used before a noun to indicate its amount or quantity. There are
One second.
specific quantifiers for countable nouns, uncountable nouns, and for both. There are some rules which apply to the use of quantifiers. We need to be careful in using them since not all are used in the same way. The following are some of the most common types of quantifiers. For countable nouns, we have many, several, a few, and a large number of. For uncountable nouns, we have much, little, a bit, and a large amount of. For both countable and uncountable nouns, we have some, a lot of, a plenty of, and enough. Notice that for countable nouns, we use a large number of, while for uncountable noun, a large amount of. The following are examples of sentences using quantifiers for countable nouns. The first one, many dogs were rescued by the animal center yesterday. And a large number of students will graduate today. Both dogs and students are countable nouns. That's why we use the quantifiers many and a large number of. For uncountable nouns, we have how much money do you need? And try not to put a large amount of salt in what you're cooking. In these sentences, both money and salt are uncountable. That's why the quantifiers much and a large amount of are used. For both countable and uncountable nouns, I sold some of my paintings, and I spilled some of my beer. Paintings are countable nouns, while beer is an uncountable noun. But if you've noticed, some is used in both sentences. Another one, a lot of letters came for me today. And Mrs. Jones always gives us a lot of advice. A lot of can be used in both countable and uncountable nouns. Take a look at the table for quantifiers one last time before we proceed to our exercise. Done? Then let's go now to our exercise. Choose the proper quantifier for the following sentences. The first one, Dad bought blank oranges today. Is it a large amount of, a bit, or a few? The correct answer is a few. Dad bought a few oranges today. Why? Because oranges are countable nouns, and a large amount of and a bit are only used for uncountable nouns. The next one, I don't have blank time left. Is it several, much, or many? The correct answer is much. I don't have much time left. Why? Because time is an uncountable noun, so we can use several and many since they're only used for countable nouns. The last one, I can't give you blank information about that issue. Is it much, enough, or a lot of? The correct answer is all three of them. Why? Because information is an uncountable noun. Much is used for uncountable noun, while enough and a lot of are both used for countable and uncountable nouns. That's why all three of them can be used.
Okay, so again, we have a great variety of videos. This one, the first one, este que está aquí en la esquinita superior izquierda, this is an excellent website. Well, todos son muy buenos. And you're gonna find a lot of exercises and examples for you to do many other exercises. All right? Good. Any questions so far? Is there anything you would like to focus a little bit more? Okay. Now we're going to the chat. Olga Lucía Celis pregunta en el chat si la semana pasada se terminó las actividades. No, a ver, las actividades quedan abiertas hasta el último día. Esto como es educación complementaria, es distinta a la titulada. En la titulada pues tienen una fecha de inicio y una fecha final y ya, y les cierran la plataforma. En la Olga Lucía, entonces en la complementaria tú puedes subir todas las actividades incluso hasta el último día, que sería el 19 de junio. Entonces hasta el 19 de junio pueden subir todas sus actividades. Si digamos no han hecho ninguna y todas las deciden hacer el 19 de junio, las pueden hacer y las suben, no hay problema.
Gracias, profe, muy amable por responderme.
Bueno.
Teacher,
Well.
yo tengo una duda acerca del video, porque ahí mostraron el dinero como si fuera an uncountable noun, y yo pensé que pues la plata era uno contable. Entonces, ¿por qué sería un incontable y no un contable en este caso? El dinero exactamente.
No te entendí. ¿Qué es contable, perdón?
O sea, es que en el video mostraron que se podía utilizar el dinero con many, porque many era parte del conjunto de incontables. Entonces, yo pensé que el dinero era contable. Entonces, quisiera aclarar exactamente por qué el dinero sería un ejemplo como un incontable.
Ah, bueno, sí, esa es una trampita que tenemos en español y en inglés. Buena pregunta, Alciwan. El dinero en sí es contable, pero el vocabulario del dinero no lo es. Por ejemplo, cuando tú necesitas dinero, plata, algo para pagar algo, tú no le dices, uy, présteme 3.000 dineros, présteme 5.000, 20.000, 100.000 dineros. El dinero, por lo tanto, es no contable. La palabra dinero es no contable, pero sus subcategorías sí lo son. Es decir, los pesos sí son contables. Los centavos son contables, los dólares, los yenes, los euros, las libras esterlinas, los yuans, todos son contables porque hacen parte o son subgrupos del grupo más grande que se llama dinero. Pero la palabra dinero es no contable. No podemos decir, le debo 3.000 dineros al banco, sino le debo 3.000 pesos, 3.000 dólares, 3.000 euros. En ese caso, en ese caso, entonces utilizamos vocabulario de no contable. Entonces sería how much money, cuánto dinero. Entonces uno le pregunta cuánto dinero le debe al banco. Bueno, en Colombia uno no dice eso. Uno dice cuánto le debe al banco, cuánto dinero le debe, no cuántos dineros. Cuando utilizamos la S en español, cuántos o cuántas, entonces sí es contable. Entonces uno pregunta cuánto dinero y uno responde 3 millones. ¿Ves? Uno pregunta con no contable, ¿cuánto dinero? Pero responde con contable, 3 millones. Esa es una trampita que tenemos tanto en inglés como en español. Preguntamos con no contable y respondamos con contable. Esa es una gran confusión que siempre nos pasa y es supremamente normal. ¿Alguna otra pregunta? ¿Respondí tu pregunta, Alciban?
Sí, señor, muchas gracias.
Ok. ¿Más preguntas?
Profesor, yo tengo una pregunta con respecto a las actividades interactivas.
Dime.
Yo hice en la primera, me queda pendiente hacer todavía las otras. Las actividades interactivas son todas organizar las frases de acuerdo a lo que vamos aprendiendo en cada uno de los temas, de acuerdo al vocabulario y al contexto, ¿todas son así? ¿O tiene alguna otra variación las siguientes? No las he visto, qué pena.
Tú las puedes hacer en el orden que aparecen ahí o las puedes hacer en el orden que tú consideres más fácil para ti. No necesariamente tiene que ser en ese orden.
Ah, gracias, muy amable. Esas también se pueden hacer conforme usted nos estaba diciendo para las evidencias que vamos subiendo a la plataforma. También, si uno las quiere hacer el último día de subir las actividades, también nos las deja registrar, ¿cierto?
Sí, sí, también se las permite registrar, sí.
Yo la primera tuve dudas y tuve como un inconveniente para poderlas registrar. Intenté luego volver a organizarla y ya no me dejó, no me deja después de que yo ya he hecho varios intentos. ¿A los cuantos intentos la plataforma ya no deja? ¿Eso ocurre así o se da así? No lo entiendo.
Normalmente en las actividades interactivas tienen hasta 3 intentos permitidos. Esta plataforma en particular ha presentado bastantes intermitencias, entonces es factible que les corte los intentos desde el primer intento o que les permita 3, 4, 5 o ilimitados intentos. Entonces hay que tener un poquitín de paciencia porque ni siquiera la plataforma de soporte técnico, es decir, los técnicos en esto de sistemas, han logrado solucionar ese problemilla. Y pues simplemente intentar, si ya después de muchos intentos y uno dice, no, ya definitivamente no pude, pues ustedes me escriben al interno o al WhatsApp y yo reviso qué es lo que está pasando y les ayudo a descifrar las respuestas.
Gracias, profe, muy amable por su respuesta.
Ok, ¿más preguntas?
Buenos días, profesor, ¿me escucha?
Sí, creo que es Clara quien me está hablando ahí. A ver, yo miro.
¿Cómo me le va?
Dime.
Doctor, yo tengo una duda sobre una de las evidencias, la última evidencia de Learning 3, que acabamos de terminar esa parte, pero no la pude enviar porque la lucha de dispositivos, pero dice que hay que hacer un tutorial Windows Movie Make, pero no sé cómo funciona eso, no entiendo cómo funciona, profesor.
Bueno, entonces te voy a mostrar entonces en la plataforma donde encuentras eso. Em, ok, aquí al finalizar entonces el menú encuentras un botón que dice tutoriales, tutorials.
No me abrió, profesor, no me abrió.
Ah,
Yo
ok, o sea, tú hiciste clic aquí en Windows Movie Maker y no te abrió el tutorial.
el tutorial no me abrió.
Este no te descargó este documento que estás viendo ahorita.
No,
Esto no lo pudiste descargar.
no.
Bueno, entonces, en ese caso, les voy a subir el tutorial en el grupo de WhatsApp para que ustedes lo puedan ver. Lo descargan desde ahí.
Sí, pues yo estoy leyendo el material de esa actividad, pero no pude, no entendí cómo funciona eso. Pues entendí que hay que hacer como la evidencia, mm, que hay que hacer un video, pero no
Sí,
de una relación de dos aparatos y las diferencias como lo tenemos en los ejercicios.
sí.
No entendí cómo se hace ese video.
Bueno, entonces tú comparas dos elementos, dos computadores. No tiene que ser reales, tú te los puedes inventar. O dos celulares, dos computadores, dos televisores, dos tablets, lo que sea. Y tú los comparas, dices, este es más grande, este es más chiquito, este es más pequeño, este es más barato, este es más rápido, este es más costoso, etcétera, etcétera. Y tú haces un video utilizando Windows Movie Maker. Para las personas que no saben utilizar Windows Movie Maker, entonces se diseñó este tutorial, que es el que encuentras aquí ahorita en la pantalla.
Mm,
Entonces, ahí si quieres puedes tomar una captura de pantalla y lo descargas desde esa página, la que estoy resaltando ahí, lo puedes descargar y ya puedes hacer el video. Simplemente es hacer un video con esta aplicación.
gracias, profesor. Voy a intentar.
Ok, no hay problema. ¿Más preguntas? Bueno. De Master Sephiroth preguntas, ¿con audio ese video? Solo texto. respecto. No sé a cuál te estás refiriendo, pero si es al de el de los technological devices. Puede ser con audio. Ah, ok. Si es con audio o con video, puede ser con audio o con video. Pero no puede ser solo texto. Por eso es necesario el Windows Movie Maker. Sí, en el video tienes que hablar, claro. La idea de los videos o de los audios siempre es escuchar la voz de ustedes. No es ver la aplicación en funcionamiento, sino escucharlos a ustedes hablar. Bueno, ¿más preguntas? Gracias por la asistencia el día de hoy. Las sesiones anteriores tuve algunos problemas con la conectividad y no pude realizar la sesión 3, el RAP 3 y el RAP 2. No los pude hacer por algunos problemas aquí con el servidor. Entonces en estos días voy a hacer el video, se los envío a ustedes a la plataforma. No tienen que asistir, yo simplemente con el video pues se los envío para que ustedes lo puedan ver y si tienen alguna duda pues se comunican conmigo por WhatsApp. Recuerden que se pueden comunicar conmigo en el WhatsApp en el horario laboral de 8 a 10 de la tarde. ¿Ya me escuchan mejor, Olga? Se puede comunicar conmigo por WhatsApp, puede comunicarse conmigo mediante correo electrónico o mediante correo electrónico. Siempre estaré pendiente para responderles. Me demoraré un ratico, pero les respondo. ¿Listo? ¿Alguna otra duda?